So I'm getting ready to head to Studio 14 here in Baltimore, actually right around the corner from where I live. Pretty cool. And talk to the guys there. I have some ideas for them that I think will be very, very useful. Very useful. And even more than anything, just kind of get to know them and, you know, start to create and establish a relationship. So, yeah. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah, man. So what's that that I just looked at? That looks like a small stage.
Yeah. That's a good room.
Man, I'm telling you, for a number of different reasons, this was the best meeting that could happen today. I'm telling you.
Very good. So we got this. See, was a twinkle in my eye, but I got it done. This is going to be the control room.
Oh man, let me tell you something. Gotta pause for a second. The reason why this is so significant is because one of the number one things that has been my concern with this place for years has been aesthetic.
Okay.
And you're changing
Sure.
the whole thing from the ground up.
Yeah.
I love it.
And when we started tearing all out of the walls, when you walk down the hallways, not only were the hallways quiet,
Okay.
but they look great because it's like padding and it looked like wallpaper.
What I'm gonna help you with is from here to the media online to the virtual world and like some ideas that go far past anything that you in this same industry, anything that was the go-to formula.
Because I'm the maverick in this industry.
Yes, sir. That's what's going to be fun about it. Because,
I'm the original guy.
Yes. Here's the thing. You're the maverick, right? And I'm with you on that. And I can, like, all respect, for real. Because I do understand that. That maverick doesn't transfer to where the industry is now. Now, it does in some ways, some basic ways that always will work. That work now and always will work. What I'm telling you about is some other things that, it's the thing when I realize, oh shit, this is what I have to offer.
Right. Well, let's walk around.
Yeah, let's keep going, because we got a lot to talk about, like, as you see. So I'm loving this, man.
Yeah. Actually, that stuff is actually going to go on the ceiling and stuff, too. It's not the Hendrix room.
Yes.
I was saying it was on the walls, which I'm going to be putting right. So this we used to be up there. A lot of fucking money to put it up and to buy it. We started tearing it out before I got a permit for it. Fire department, what the fuck they were looking at. Fire department, what the fuck they were looking at. It's called jute padding.
Jute padding, never heard of it.
Yeah. It usually goes underneath the wool carpets.
Ah, okay.
That's the same stuff that's in the wall where you jam blast. You know how the walls are covered with it?
Gotcha.
Same stuff. And it knocks the sound right down. Have you seen what I've done to the back parking lot?
Look, this is what I'm here. Look, I'm telling you, this meeting has happened a million times, just not in actuality.
That's actually a package for a stage, right there.
Oh, for an outside stage right here. Oh man,
20 by 16.
I'm telling
20
you.
by 16 stage goes here.
Yeah.
Right here, 20 by 16. But look at the.
Oh my gosh! Come on, man.
So
Come on.
I paved all this shit.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I paved all this shit. Dude, check it out.
This couldn't be more perfect, man. And I'm telling, and also it couldn't be more with the perfect person. I'm serious. I'm very serious.
I am trying.
You're gonna have the best place in the city.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
You're gonna have the best place in the city.
You're in my world of ideas, my friend.
And here's what I'm adding to those ideas. A few minutes ago, you mentioned about being a maverick, which is totally true in all respects.
Because I'm the maverick in this industry.
Yes, sir. I'm the maverick of a field that actually adds to the mavericks like yourself.
Right on.
So, give it to you right now. One of the things to show you is this. When I show you back, even just our walk through right now, you'll realize one of the pieces that's been missing from this whole process. You've been telling me some amazing shit. The fact that it hasn't been documented, though, step by step. You could be changing the fucking world.
Right.
Education, entertainment, inspiration, and creative ideas. But that's what I'm here to help you with.
Cool.
Yes, sir. Let's keep it
Right
going.
on.
When I built that six-figure year business, it was based around giving it away.
And actually, this was the original thing of what I was going to do to educate people.
So this is pretty bananas right now. I'm really appreciating this because I feel it. Right time, right place. That's why I never question the process. I think about the mindset of the person by what they build. Now that I've heard his vision from the perspective of aesthetic and ideas, oh yeah, this perfect time, perfect place. One of the biggest things I can tell you, most significant things I have to tell you is you want to start seeing Studio 14 as a media company. Yes.
Right.
And the reason why I say that is because what I'm helping everybody with is personal brand as well as brand. If it's an individual, it's personal brand. If it's brand around the business, everybody has the ability to create their own reality, and that's the way now to all the things that we desire. We couldn't have these conversations 20 years ago. That wasn't the industry we lived in.
Sure.
So this is where I realized my gift. I'm with the Mavericks who know the game from old school, but not because they aren't Mavericks, shit has changed so fast and it keeps changing. Yes. Yeah. Like I said, I'm appreciative of this meeting for a couple of reasons. One of the main things is this. I started off as a musician and producer. Now in addition to that, I consider myself in the field of two things. Number one, creative content strategy. Number two, legacy. And really legacy is the first one.
I'm following you.
Yeah. At some point after I built the business that I built, I was then able to look back at what I did. I was just doing it because it came second nature to me. But as you and I know, with different things, different gifts or different talents or whatever that we have, some things that come easy to you, is for the next person ridiculous. And like they said, common sense isn't common to everyone. Just because you know the English language doesn't make you a poet. It's just...
Well put. Well said. Good example.
Thank you. So at some point I realized my gift was in the field of creative content strategy. The first thing I realized after I built my business was that I had an eye for niche markets. It's really what my special, and I love it. And ever since then, no matter what the industry, is where my eyes look. I've always been the person who, when I watch a sports game, I naturally root for the underdog. I'm always, when I created that business, it took off. The reason why it took off was this. I got on YouTube and I created 2,000 videos on YouTube.
Wow.
And that's just one channel. I have more than one channel. I created 2,000 videos. That channel has now about 52,000 subscribers. But I know why, though, at this point. That Facebook, email marketing, and just bottom line empathy and just being just good services allowed me to go where I got what I was going to tell you about the guy Day when he laughed me off. He all but laughed me off the phone when I told him my business idea. Beyond what he was saying, I knew it was in my heart, and I knew I wasn't crazy. And every year, the income doubled, and it wasn't just that. And I built 2 radio stations online that was broadcasting the music across the world.
What?
I started a YouTube channel. The biggest problem that many people deal with when it comes to where I'm getting ready to try to give you a lot of information and a lot of ideas is overthinking it and overproducing and overanalyzing it.
It's the KISS rule.
It's simple, stupid. That's the KISS rule, and that makes all the sense. So I say that because you're going to create your best content by not feeling like you're getting ready to produce. Yep.
Because your first take is better than your second take.
It is, and your right brain off the cuff has a magic to it that you can't get from thinking about something and preparing for it. So this for you is even better now than 20 because your podcast comes from inside this room.
Why this room and not the one we were talking about?
Because there's a certain type of intimacy to this room that you're gonna find. It's both. It's not either or.
It's called clutter.
No. Yeah, I got you. I'm sorry. From this room, there's a show just around you.
Yeah.
Your show needs to be in here as opposed to in the podcast room, not because you can't do it in either place. It's you be in a different headspace once you close this door. And it's what it translates to on the other side is whatever you create, like whatever your series winds up being, whether it's around your experience to date, whether it's your opinions, talking to other people, like whatever it is, in this room, there's going to be a different you that comes out than being in a podcast room. And that you don't want to do in the podcast room. It's not because you can't. It's when you
want more spontaneous.
That's the number one thing that's going to get you to that there when it comes to your content is authenticity. So there's two ways you want to do podcast here. One is in the room, like you talked about, setup. The other is in your office, but not with. I want to show you two different methods. So I have a podcast. My podcasts are actually a lot of these kind of conversations. If you all want this area to know about where you're going, even with that final mission statement, then you have to create content now that basically on a weekly, as often as possible on a weekly basis, gives them the idea of not only what's going on, but they're participating in the journey. That's what allows people now to buy in, whether it's investment with actual money or it's investment with their time and support. That's the way. It's not just, hey, we're coming out of nowhere and we have a great idea, listen to this mission statement, let's go from here. It's not that. It's more so creating daily and weekly content that puts people in that world. And then the final meetup, the final, meeting with the community, that all happens. So yeah, man, that's kind of what brings me here today. And in the process, my process is being documented as I help others in the same exact vein. That smile tells you everything you need to know. I'm always happy though, but I always have to speak about each individual experience and the happiness in that experience. Super happy about the meeting. So it was a great meeting today. Really had the honor and the pleasure of talking to Scott extensively. First of all, I just appreciate developing relationships. That out of everything is the most important thing to me. Is I love building relationships with people, and that to me is more important than any business relationship, ideas, venture, whatever. So I appreciate the fact of being able to just take a few minutes to build a relationship. I was also very much appreciative to them for giving me the time and even for sharing with me. Very much appreciative of that. And also just kind of where I see things possibly going. I mean, I just really feel like it's the right time and the right season for my passion, what I have to offer and where I am. And all I want to do is to help. In the process, I know that my life will be taken care of physically, financially, emotionally, and that kind of thing. But I realized this place of giving and helping is exactly the place I started when I started with my first idea of recognizing my gifts and my perspectives and realizing the value of it. So I'm excited about that time. I look forward to more meetings and connections, and I'm really hoping that I can help them in the ways that I really feel that I have. So this is just the beginning, I feel, of, a longer journey. So much appreciated. Oh yeah, and one last thing, if you're an artist or musician in need of a studio, of course, or rental space for rehearsal or recording, as well as a whole lot of other things that I can tell will be in the future of this business, definitely hit up Studio 14. And actually meeting up with them recently was the result of having a couple rehearsals that happened there. And so, yeah, if you have rehearsal needs or studio rental space needs, go ahead and holler at Studio 14. Yep.